Hello and Minglaba, I am Henry Zin. Welcome to Myanmar Today, and this is where we take a look at what's happening in Myanmar. Today we have reports from our reporters David Tanner on the biggest Android developers conference in Myanmar. Williamson got the story on destruction ceremony of seized narcotic drugs. Loom will give us the detailed report on the interview with WHO on seasonal influenza. And last but not least, again, Loom has the story on Yangon Hotel Expo 2019. That's to be held in October. Before we get to the reports, let's have a quick look at the latest local news from around Myanmar. Union Minister for Education, Dr. Myo met with the teaching staff of basic education schools in the meeting hall of BEHS No. 2, Ken Tangshan State on Tuesday. In his opening address at the meeting, Union Minister Dr. Myo said the education reform measures played a vital role in the country. The ministry is implementing the KG+12 system based on the basic information, research and reports. It was needed to strive for making it a success through cooperation. He also urged the teachers to work for training the school children to have skills for critical thinking, creativity, cooperation, good communication, problem solving using observation, fair and peaceful coexistence. He also called on the teachers for educating the students about the drug abuse, getting rid of excessive alcohol consumption, a healthy lifestyle, reducing road accidents, reproductive health and game addiction. Speaker of Pidu Luto, Udikomyat received Chinese Ambassador Mr. Chen Hai at the Pidangsu Luto meeting hall in Naypyidaw on Wednesday. At the meeting, they openly exchanged views on strengthening the friendly bilateral relations between Myanmar, China governments and parliaments, improving all-round strategic partnership through Pakpo relationship, Myanmar's internal peace and reconciliation processes, China-Myanmar Economic Corridor, which is part of the Silk Road Economic Belt Initiative, and legislative processes. Union Minister Dr. Wimya A received delegations of Gender Equality Network and the liaison officer of ILO Myanmar, Rory Mungovan, separately at his office on Tuesday. During the meeting with Gender Equality Network, discussions were made on latest development of the prevention and protection of violence against women law, extending the work of CSOs included in Myanmar Women Committee, how CSOs can contribute to writing Universal Periodic Review and CEDAW Review, and gender equality work to be implemented by GEN in 2019. During the meeting with the liaison officer of ILO Myanmar, Rory Mungovan, discussions were made on collaboration of ILO in bringing about social development and harmony among the different people in Rakhine State, creating job opportunities and conducting vocational trainings mentioned in recommendation on Rakhine State with UEHRD project, and the effort of ILO in bringing about full labor rights. And that's all with the local news. You're still with me on MI Radio's Myanmar Today, and I believe it's time now for our first report. The press for the biggest Android developers conference, which will be held in Thailand, Myanmar, Vietnam and Singapore in July, was held on Tuesday at Riverview Condo Aya Bank head office. For the first time in Myanmar, Android Developers Conference, Droid Yangon 2019, will be held at Darwin Garden Hotel on 9th of July.
Many professionals and senior software engineers, both from famous foreign technology companies such as Google, Gojek, Line Thailand, Antenna Dynamics Pte Limited, and from famous local software development companies such as Next Labs, Wave Money, Guster College, Codigo Myanmar, Global New Wave Technology, BizLeap Technology will participate in the conference. We'll be hearing out from more from the public relations organizer of Droid Yangon, Go Hein Tassel. Droid Yangon is for developers who are developing Android-based application for the Android platform for to be way more guided by the professionals, as Myanmar's phone users are mostly Android users as well. Droid Yangon is one of the most crucial events for all the developers as well as consumers of Myanmar's dream come true. Why is Droid Yangon has been initiated will also be discussed. Mainly, it's because the Dried event has been and will be taking place in most of the countries as well. That is why Myanmar is also needed for to initiate and join the fun and flow of the Dried event. Moreover, we also believe that technology students from Myanmar as well as Android app developers are really in need of this kind of event, as the event will be filled with lots of software engineers, entrepreneurs, and other top software developers. For example, Google will be joining and giving the information generally to everyone who came to the event. Which kind of people are the target for this kind of developer conference? Let's find out. Technology students, people who want to explore how the software engineering works. To all the people who just interested in Android can come to join the fun. The tickets will be selling on the Dried Yangon website as well as other platforms like Ananda and etc. Lastly, Android is really big in Myanmar. That is why we believe that people will really be engaged to know what has been going around in the world with Android platform and the information. On 9th of July, the conference will be whole day long from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. with 20 sessions, 4 practical code lab, workshops and lightning talk session where attendees can exchange their knowledge and experiences. Anyone who is interested in technology can join the conference besides technology students, employees who are working as senior or junior mobile software developers, and project leaders, managers, job recruiters from technology companies. For the details, we will be hearing out from more from Director of Events and Operation of Dried Yangon, Ko Ye Lin Wei.
ကျွန်တော်နာမည်ရင်းနေပါကျွန်တော်ဒီ dry Yangon မှာ director of events and operation တာဝန်ယူထားပါတယ်ခင်ဗျာဆိုတော့ဒီ dry Yangon မတိုင်ခင်ပေါ့နော်တခြားနိုင်ငံတွေမှာ Android developer conference တွေပြုလုပ်နေတာတချို့တွေ10စုနှစ်တောင်ရှိနေပါပြီကျွန်တော်
Dried Yangon can be categorized as Android developer conference. Well, this kind of conference has been doing around the world for like decades. For example, in places like New York, San Francisco, and in Japan. For us too, we have been planning for to do Dried Yangon for like 3 years now. In the technology era, digital business has been blooming. For Myanmar to catch up the trend, we have to initiate for this kind of developer conference like Dried Yangon. The most interesting part of this event is that even the developer of Android, which is Google, will be joining the event to share the future development as well as current flow of Android community and what the developer can do to strive for more in the future. Moreover, there will be other famous developers for to join and share their experiences overall.
use ဖြစ်နေပြီပေါ့ဆိုတော့အဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီနိုင်ငံမှာလည်းဒီလိုမျိုးဒီ developer ဆိုဒီပြည်ရင်းပြည်ပပညာရှင်တွေနဲ့ကျွန်တော်တို့ကဒီပညာဖလှယ်ဖို့အတွက်ကိုကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီဆောင်တာချင်းဖြစ်ပါတယ်
Thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed the report. Reporter David Tanner signing off for now. And you guys have a good day.
That's a report on the biggest Android developers conference in Myanmar. We'll be taking a look at the stocks and currency exchange rates in Yangon in a while, but let's check on weather updates now in the 3 major cities in Myanmar. In Yangon, it's 30 degrees Celsius. It'll be cloudy, but it feels like 37 degrees Celsius. Highest temperature is expected to be 30 degrees Celsius, but we're looking at the lowest temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. 48% chance of rain is expected. In Naypyidaw, it's 31 degrees Celsius and it'll be cloudy, but it feels like 37 degrees Celsius. Highest temperature is expected to be 31 degrees Celsius and we're looking at the lowest temperature of 24. 47% chance of rain for the day. In Mandalay, it's 35 degrees Celsius and it's cloudy, but it feels like 38 degrees Celsius. Highest temperature is expected to be 36 degrees Celsius and we're looking at the lowest temperature of 27 degrees Celsius. Very little chance of rain for the day. Before we move on to stocks and currency exchange rates, let's take a look at the second report. To mark the 32nd International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, the destruction ceremony of seized narcotic drugs was held on Wednesday in Laintaya Township. The event was attended by several officials from the government and non-governmental organizations to witness the destruction of seized drugs. According to the report at the ceremony, seized drugs worth $108 million were destroyed at the ceremony, and it was also reported that the number of drugs seized this year sees the increase from last year. Williamson reports.
To mark the 32nd International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, the destruction ceremony of seized drugs was held on 26th of June 2019 in Klindaya Township in Yangon. According to the report at the drug destruction ceremony, illegal seized drugs worth $108 million were destroyed at the ceremony, and the ceremony was held to show that Myanmar stands with the war in fighting against drugs abuse and its trafficking. The statistic shows that the number of drugs seized in this year have increased in number compared to the last year. Last year, narcotic drugs worth of $66 million was seized, but this year the number has risen up to $108 million, which means that the number of seized drugs nearly doubled from the last year. Among illegal drugs seized, heroin, ecstasy, marijuana, ice, alprazolam, tramadol, and amphetamine are some of the most seized drugs in Myanmar. Speaking on where all these drugs were seized and what are the places where drug trafficking is found the most, Police Lieutenant Colonel Tha Win of Northern District, Yangon Region said the drugs destroyed included drugs seized mostly in Yangon Region, Bago Region, Yauri Region, Moon State, Kayin State, and Rakhine State, and the drugs seized by border guards and highway police. Among these drugs, amphetamine is the most seized drug in Myanmar, followed by ice. And the police report says that marijuana is also one of the major drugs which trafficking has increased from the last year. The case on drugs is also on the rise compared to the last year. Rakhine is one of the places where drug trafficking occurs frequently. Speaking on drug trafficking in Rakhine State, now let's hear from U Tha Wei, Police Lieutenant Colonel of Northern District of Yangon Region.
ထွက်သွားတာတွေဒီရခိုင်ပြည်နယ်ပြည်သူပြည်သားတွေတုံးဆွဲဖို့တုံးစားသုံးဖို့မဟုတ်တောက်သုံးဖို့မဟုတ်
Drugs seized in Rakhine are not for the local people in Rakhine State. The drug lords use Rakhine State for their drug trafficking business, as this is the state from where all the drugs will be delivered into international drug market. The reason for using Rakhine State as a drug trafficking port is it has seaport connected to international market, and it is also a good spot for drug lords to do their business in Rakhine State.
မြန်မာနိုင်ငံထွက်ပေါက်နေတဲ့ဒါစီးပွားရေးလောဘသမားတွေကဆောင်ရွက်ခြင်းဖြစ်ပါတယ်
Speaking on why trafficking of drugs and its usage have increased, now once can hear from U Tha Win.
ဒါကတော့မူရေးစေဝါကဟလာလျှို့ဝှက်သိမ်းဆည်းရတာလွယ်တယ်ဟလာရောင်းချရတာလဲသိမ်းဆည်းရတာလွယ်တယ်တည်ဆောင်ရတာလည်းလွယ်တယ်အကျိုးအမြတ်လည်းလွယ်လွယ်ရတယ်ဒီပေါ်မှာမူရေးစေဝါသုံးဆွဲတဲ့လူတွေ
Drug can be hidden easily. It can be carried easily, it can be sold easily, and it has a huge profit in an easy way. Taking the advantage of drug users or drug addicts, drug traffickers are smuggling drugs for their gain. As we increase the search program, this year we have more cases on drugs and higher number of seized drugs, as we all want to stop this chaotic issue. When it comes to Yangon region, amphetamine is the most seized drug in Yangon region. But not just in Yangon region, amphetamine is also the most seized drug in all over the country. To tackle with drug addiction, Myanmar Police Force have launched Anti-Drug Addiction Center for the youngsters, collaborating with the Ministry of Social Affairs. According to the new drug laws drafted in 2018, the laws will not allow the drug user to be punished, but the drug smugglers will be, and drug addicts are to be sent to drug relief centers. Speaking on the importance of protecting youngsters from drug, now let's hear from Ung Naingan Lin, Yangon Region Minister for Social Affairs.
အဓိကတော့ကလေးတွေကိုကျွန်တော်တို့ចောင်းသားလူငယ်တွေပေါ့နော်ကလေးတွေကိုအဓိကအထား
The most important group is the younger generation. The older people must take the steps to prevent their children from using drugs. We have to spread awareness on drugs and educate them, because once they have drugs on their hands, it is very dangerous. And once they are addicted, it is so hard to come out of it. This is Winninson reporting for MI Radio.
That's a report on destruction ceremony of seized narcotic drugs. All right, let's now check on the currency rates from Myanmar's central bank. $1 is at 1,517 kyats. 1 Chinese renminbi is at 220 kyats. 1 euro is at 1,723 kyats. 1 pound sterling is at 1,923 kyats. 1 Singapore dollar is at 1,120 kyats. 1 Malaysian ringgit is at 365 kyats. 1 Thai baht is at 49 kyats, and the Indian rupee is at 21 kyats. Gold is trading at $1,406. Silver is at $15, and Brent crude oil is at $58. On the Yangon Stock Exchange, FMI is down 500 at 12,000. MTSH is up 50 at 3,450. MCB is at 7,900. FPB is at 24,500. TMH is at 3,000. And that's all on currency rates and Yangon Stock Exchange for today. This is Myanmar Today, broadcasting live from Myanmar International Radio. You can visit our website at miradio.com.mm and listen to our radio programs live on the website. Great music, great shows, keeping you entertained. And if you're on FM, catch us on 96.1 FM in Yangon, 96.5 in Mandalay, and 96.7 in Naypyidaw. Or better yet, download MI Radio app on both iOS and Android devices, so MI Radio is with you wherever you go. Rainy season in Myanmar has started, and people are facing different sorts of seasonal influenza. There are different forms of seasonal influenza. Among them, one of them is called H1N1. Regarding H1N1, 3 people have been found dead already in Yangon. For more details and information on seasonal influenza, Loom interviewed the WHO representative to Myanmar.
There, this is your messenger Loom, greeting from MI Radio. Now I've got a story about the current seasonal influenza. Rainy season in Myanmar has just commenced. July to September is the usual influenza season in Myanmar, coinciding with the monsoon. Preparedness for coming influenza season is critical to be able to prevent, detect, and timely respond. Therefore, WHO Myanmar provided a detailed information regarding influenza. Now I'm here at WHO, or World Health Organization head office here in Yangon. Now it's the season for seasonal influenza or seasonal flu, which is very common now. And according to Yangon Regional Health Department, so far 7 people have died because of the H1N1 or the seasonal flu. Now, in order to get to know more about the seasonal flu, to have more understanding on that, now we've got WHO head representative to Myanmar.
Okay, my name is Dr. Stefan Paul Jost. I'm the WHO representative here in Myanmar. I commenced my assignment in that capacity 2 years and a few months ago in February 2017. And I'm happy to work in this country. It's been very busy across the health sector in many different areas of public health that we are supporting the country in.
Right. Now the rainy season has just commenced, and many seasonal diseases are currently going on right now. So one of them is the seasonal flu, which is really critical for the time being. So how severe is the seasonal flu? So would you like to explain about that?
Yes. Thank you very much. It's a very good question, and together with the national health authorities, we keep also a close eye on the situation. So far, there are really no indications that it is a unusual seasonal influenza event. It is a normal seasonal flu that we are seeing, and it would be in fact strange if we didn't see any flu cases. And the fact that several have been observed is also a good sign because it shows that the surveillance is working and that the country and the health workers are and the people are sensitized to influenza and taking also, so far, the right course of action.
Dr. Stephen Paul George said, comparing the cases of H1N1 or seasonal influenza in Myanmar to neighboring countries is not alarming. High fever, headache, cough, sore throat and muscle pain are some of the symptoms of influenza. Dr. Stephen Paul George said, vaccination is one of the effective ways to prevent infection and reduce the severity of flu. He further suggested covering nose or mouth by coughing or sneezing into elbow or arm. Another great way to prevent from seasonal influenza is to use the hand sanitizer every time after using the public toilets or the public transport.
Just to show, and it's good to just use the hand sanitizer and do your whole hands sort of a quick wipe if you don't have soap and water available. That is also good to practice before you eat or drink, because obviously through eating and drinking, again, it's easy to take the infection to your nose or mouth or even the eyes. Most infectious agents are actually transmitted that way through our own hands coming into the lining of the nose or the eyes.
According to Yangon Regional Health Department officials, it was announced that 3 people have died as a result of H1N1 influenza so far this year, with the latest death on June 19.
Alright, that's all I have for now. Goodbye until next story. I am yours, Lou.
That's a report on the interview with WHO on seasonal influenza. Well, don't go anywhere just yet, because we still got one last report for you on Yangon Hotel Expo 2019. That's to be held in October. The Yangon Hotel Expo 2019 will take place at Myanmar Expo, Min Nanda Road, Thaketa Township in Yangon in October this year. Following the press conference at Wyndham Grand Yangon Hotel on Tuesday, Karen Ethnic Affairs Minister Norpan Thinza Myo attended the event. Loom reports.
Hi there, this is your messenger Loom, greeting from Myanmar Radio. Now I've got a story about Yangon Hotel Expo 2019, which is to be held in October 2019. Myanmar Hoteliers Association, Yangon Zone announced on 25 June 2019 that Yangon Hotel Expo 2019 will be held with the aim to develop more business opportunity in hotel and tourism sectors in Myanmar. Under the theme, Yangon Then and Now, Yangon Hotel Expo 2019 will highlight the past elements of Yangon with the present perspectives. With the support from Ministry of Hotels and Tourism and the Yangon Region Government, Yangon Hotel Expo will be taking place at Myanmar Expo, Min Nanda Road, Thaketa Township, Yangon. The expo will be held for 3 days from 18 October to 20 October 2019. During the press conference at Wyndham Grand Yangon Hotel, Norpan Thinza Myo, Karen Ethnic Affairs Minister as well as member of the Yangon Regional Government said, "Our regional government committed to develop the Yangon as smart city to meet international standards. The remarkable changes can be noticed, and Yangon Regional Government is planning Yangon to be a better place for life, work, and play urban city more than a commercial city."
Heritage building တွေရှိတာပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ်။ရန်ကုန်မြို့မှာ heritage building ပေါင်း2000ကျော်ရှိပါတယ်။2000ပတ်ဝန်းကျင်ရှိတဲ့ဟာကိုတကယ်သမိုင်းကြောင်းလည်းရှိတယ် historical လည်းရှိတယ်နောက်ပြီးတော့ architecture value ပါရှိတယ်အဆောက်အဦက200ပတ်ဝန်းကျင်ရှိပါတယ်။ဒါဒီရန်ကုန် heritage trust ရဲ့ဒါဒီ heritage value တွေကို conservation လုပ်ထားတဲ့အချက်လက်တွေပေါ်မှာဒီပြောချင်ဖြစ်တယ်။ဆိုတော့ကကြတော့ဒေါက်တာသမီးကိုကနေပြီးတော့ဒါကိုဥဆောင်ခဲ့တယ်။ဥဆောင်ခဲ့ပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ရန်ကုန်မြို့မှာရှိတဲ့ဒီ heritage building တွေကိုဆက်လက်ထိန်းသိမ်းသွားဖို့ဆိုတဲ့ကဏ္ဍတွေလည်းရှိလာတယ်။ ဒါဒီကျွန်တော်တို့အရှိတောင်အာရှမှာဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီရန်ကုန်ပဲဒီလောက် heritage building အများဆုံးကျန်တဲ့မြို့ဖြစ်တယ်ဆိုတဲ့အခါကျတော့ဒါဒီကျွန်တော်တို့ကဒီတော့ဟိုအခြားနိုင်ငံတွေပဲတိအောင်ဖွင့်ချပြနိုင်ပိုကောင်းတယ်ဆိုတဲ့အချက်တစ်ခုရှိလာတယ်
Mr. Danny Young, Program Manager of Field In Company Limited, the organizer of the expo, explained more about the Yangon Hotel Expo 2019.
The main purpose of this Yangon Hotel Expo 2019, Yangon Then and Now, we call it, is to promote Yangon. Okay, this Yangon Expo 2019, Yangon Then and Now event is supported by the Yangon Ministry of Hotel and Tourism and Yangon Regional Government and Yangon Heritage Trust. Before there will be conference, forums, and then entertainments, all this stuff, and then you can tour around. And then in this, for the whole event, we have already included 250 booths. So for the 250 booths, 70% is from the hotel and tourism, and then the rest of the 30 is from the local trade market and also some F&B industries.
Unai Win, the director of Directorate of Hotels and Tourism, said Yangon Hotel Expo 2019 would be a great image to promote the Myanmar tourism industry. All the local and international businesses from the industry could meet at the expo, as well as they can experience the Yangon.
ကျွန်တော်တို့ညွှန်ကြားမှုဦးစီးဌာနအနေနဲ့ပြည်တော်စုရဲ့မူဝါဒရန်ကုန်တိုင်းဒေသကြီးအစိုးရဖွဲ့ရဲ့အကြီးကျယ်လမ်းညွှန်ဒီကတိကျလမ်းညွှန်မှုနဲ့ခီးသွွားကဏ္ဍတွေဟိုတယ်ကဏ္ဍတွေပြုထုတဲ့အောင်ဆောင်ရွက်နေပါတယ်။လက်ရှိမှာလည်းကျွန်တော်တို့နိုင်ငံတော်ကနေပြီးတော့ရန်ကုန်တိုင်းဒေသကြီးမှာဒေသဆိုင်ရာခီးသွွားလုပ်ငန်းကော်မတီကိုဒါကျွန်တော်တို့ဖွဲ့စည်းပေးခဲ့ဖြစ်ပါတယ်။
Following the press conference, members of Yangon Regional Government, authorities from Ministry of Hotels and Tourism, members of Myanmar Hoteliers Association Yangon Zone, invited guests and media representative attended. Alright, that's all I have for now. Goodbye, until next story, I am yours, Lou.
And that's all the reports we have for today. Now let's explore a little more around the world to see if there's anything strange or interesting happening in the world. A New York eatery is aiming for a Guinness World Record with a 120-pound hot dog it is hoping to have certified as the world's largest. Feldman's of Coney Island, the eatery credited with introducing Coney Island to the hot dog in 1867, said the potential world's largest hot dog measures 5 feet long and 2 feet wide and sits on a 5-foot bun created by Michael's Restaurant of Brooklyn. The all-beef frank is scheduled to be officially measured and weighed for a Guinness World Record at 3 p.m. Wednesday. The hot dog will then be cut into smaller portions to be sold for $10. Proceeds from the giant hot dog will be donated to the Headstrong Project, a non-profit that provides mental health care to combat veterans. In other news, a cafe in Thailand is using a macabre gimmick to draw in customers, closing them in coffins after finishing coffee. The Death Awareness Cafe in Bangkok features mortuary-inspired decor and coffins placed for customers to spend time closed inside after their purchased beverages. Viranud Rojanaprapa, the cafe's owner, said the purpose of the cafe is to inspire customers to reflect on their lives. He said the idea was inspired by Buddhist philosophy and is aimed at encouraging people not to be driven by greed. Coffee and coffin. Not sure if it's the best combo, but surely I'd like to give it a try when I visit Thailand, which I'm not sure when, but I'll get there. That's all with the news and reports on Myanmar Today. You can leave your comments and messages on our Facebook posts and catch Myanmar Today on radio from 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m., 1 to 1:30 p.m. and from 7:30 to 8 in the evening, Monday to Friday. Thank you for being with us on MI Radio's Myanmar Today. I am Henry Zin. We'll be right back tomorrow. Have a great day.